Hello guys, welcome back to the live coverage here of the Elite of Europe. It's going to be Moscow 5 against Mousesports, as we promised before, the all-important third game decider. And my client, no, it hasn't bugged, it hasn't crashed. For a couple seconds it went black screen and I was like, oh no, but it's going to be fine. So we are into the game now. All the items being built up. Fairly standard as you'd expect. 8 pairs of boots, and you're going to have a fairy charm on Sona and a regrowth pendant for Skarner in the jungle. So maybe an early Philosopher's Stone will be getting picked up from him. But I'm Metis, joined by Pulse. And Pulse, just getting right into the action here. Who's your favourite to take this third game based on composition alone?
I like Mouse's composition a lot more, but once again, M5 have a punishing composition. They have Blitzcrank, who is most arguably, in a single champion, the biggest punishing champion, because it's just like, you get pulled, you get a pick, you force a team fight, you win. It's massive punish. But they have Skarner, again, which is massive punish. Goes to Pepper pulls someone in, they never escape. Suppression, you can't get away with it with a cleanse. You have to get a Quicksilver Sash. And it looks like Mouse actually looking for an invade here.
They are. I know that Gosu Pepper really likes to pull blue through the wall with Blitzcrank, so that's one to watch out for as well on the blue. Skarner, in the meantime, looking to be setting up for Wraiths and Red before the blue buff, so this is going to allow Mouse to push themselves in. But just keep an eye out for that Gosu Pepper. Even if they try the invade, he could still do something filthy. Having said that, though, he is being pushed right now. The slow comes out from Prothana. Are they going to try and capitalize on this? The Dark Binding goes out. Will land on 2. Gosu Pepper as well. Lots of damage being exchanged. Ignite's been popped as well. He's going to pull towards the tower, though. And Gosu Pepper finally gets dropped, courtesy of Prothana, jumping in, finishing him off. In doing so, may have just sacrificed himself, though. There's the Ignite. There's the kill from Genja. So first blood going to Yorick. Second to Corki. 1-4 overall. And what a surprise. Moscow 5 involved in an aggressive start.
Yeah, and actually, Morgana was on 5 HP. Escaped that one. He got ignited, and the last hit brought her down to 5 HP with the Sonic trying to keep her up as well. Actually, didn't have heal, so yeah, it was just a health pot. It was close, to say the least. But the first blood on that Yorick, so that's really going to help him out. Going with the Doran shield, even more laning dominance. And wait a minute. Wait, they put their bottom lane up at top, and then they've got this is perfect for them because Yara's got the first blood. He's going to be able to sustain himself. They don't have as much pressure because of Ghost Pepper being on Blitzcrank, and they have a really nice ganking lane. And as I'm saying it, Dedrion.
Yeah, Dedrion's coming up as well. So Darien level 1 is getting a lot of damage. Dredge line back, and he's going to get popped in a heartbeat. And I also like this play as well, Pulse, because we said before, Skarner is not the best early jungler for ganks. So it's going to be even more difficult right now for Darien at top lane to be able to hold his lane against them two, especially when Dedrion's going to be so aggressive.
But it's so clever. It brings me back to that game we were watching. Was it TT Dragons who put that AD Cockmore mid?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. That was amazing. I get the feeling it's going to be another one of those games. Just based on that alone, how classy that was, I'm rooting for Mouse, because that was just as clever. That is really clever. And it's interesting to see if they might swap this up, and actually they're putting Gosu Pepper top, making it a 2 versus 2 lane, putting the AP carry with the support.
Wow. Interesting stuff, but completely understandable. I don't want to leave Darien all by himself, especially as he just got killed before, missed out on some farm. So Gosu Pepper is going to come up, try and help out his teammate, and that will of course leave Genja at bot lane facing off against Prothana. Genja, Corki against Yorkie. Yorkie?
Yorkie!
Yorkie. Corki against Yorkie. I'm hungry. It used to be a bar, but we are going to have a pull coming in from Blitzcrank. Exactly the reason why Gosu Pepper went towards top lane. And I might actually start calling Yorick Yorkie all the time. It just sounds much better.
Yeah. See when you're hungry as well. I want a Yorkie night now.
Yorkie, the new meta.
Yorkie, the new meta. Yorkie versus Corki. I like it. So right now, Yorkie will be farming right there with 12 CS against 17, so he's going to have much more when Corki comes back in, and he's going to completely dominate him. Like, AD carries, no one fares well against a Yorick, and especially not an AD carry. So, yeah, I get the sense that I'm not sure if putting Blitzcrank top was the best of ideas. I mean, he does have the inherent range advantage, but it's York.
Why? See, it's popping off. It's contagious. Soon everyone's going to be calling me Yorkie, and my job here is done.
Oh, man.
It's not exactly easy to say, though, is it?
It's
Yorick
not.
Corki Yorick. It doesn't really roll off the tongue as much, but either way, we have Gosu Pepper staying at top lane for the conceivable future. And it's a nice job. It gave Darien a bit of stability there at top lane, you have to say. Having Gosu Pepper with his pulling capabilities, the Sanguine Bull, the Blood Tides as well for Darien, they could actually pick up a lot of kills by switching this one round. We are going to have a gank at mid lane. Corki is going to be going on towards Moma alongside Alex, but the Black Shield will come up from Moma, and that's going to be enough to just keep himself alive for now. And recall. Finally, Skarner is going to be moving towards top lane in the tri-bush. There is no ward down at the moment, so it's going to be a 3-on-2. Ward is down in the river bush, however, but they're coming around the side. This is a nice play from Moscow 5. Candy Panda trying his best to escape into the bush, but he's going to be running into a brick wall known as Blitzcrank, and there's Skarner picking up the kill. Very simple at the end, pincering round. You have Blitzcrank coming around from the left-hand side, Skarner from the right and below, and then Darien at top. There was nowhere for Candy Panda to move to. And a comfortable kill in the end, and all even on the gold front.
So pretty much Corki is just like roaming around at the moment. He's pretty much dual laning mid, and he's trying to zone away Dedron from his jungle. It's kind of odd, but he can't go bottom against that Yorkie because he's freezing the lane. Look at this. It's been frozen for like 2 minutes because it was such a huge minion stack, and he's tanky. He can just stand there all day, never taking any damage. So Corki can't do anything against it at all. So he has to either go mid, but unfortunately, Corki not known for his ganking prowess. So it's an awkward situation right now. He's trying to farm the enemy jungle, doing some counter jungling, but that's all he can do. He can literally do nothing else.
That's certainly one way of putting it. Not known for Corki's ganking ability. He has been caught out from a Black Shield here, but has the bait came to fruition? The answer is a resounding no. Genja's going to go down from Dedrion alongside Morgana, who picks up the kill. And I said this in the break. Very similar to Game 1, if Dedrion can give Moma a nice advantage in mid, Moma is the class of player that can carry it for his team. And Morgana's the kind of character that's a real pain in the ass if they're fed. With his Zhonya's Hourglass and Soul Shackles, so difficult to get away from. So one to watch out for in mid at the moment. Moma is on 101, 48 creep score, has a 1,200 gold or thereabouts to spend on her way back. In the meantime, Dedrion is going to come head to head with Diamond Procs, but not a great deal is going to happen. And we are back once again to the farming frenzy.
And at bottom, they've put Darien down there, so he's going to be faring a lot better than Corki will, because Profana's pretty much out of mana, but he's frozen the lane for what is essentially 4 minutes. 4 minutes of farming time. And now I wouldn't be surprised if Mal's actually swap it up once again. It looks like Gosu Pepper waiting the brush, however, but he's got no one really to help him. Interesting. But, interesting. But by drawing Blitzcrank top, that eliminates the sort of catching and poking ability and the punishing ability that they have at the Drake fight, which will obviously be one of the first fights that will erupt, usually at around 11 to 15 minutes. So by forcing him top, then that's less players up there. Therefore, they have a better chance of winning that team fight. And now they've swapped it up again, so it's all messing with my head right now.
I think it's just a case that, okay, Yorick's at bot. Fair enough. Let's give Darien a bit of a platform. Let's get him 2 amplified tomes. Let's make his Q, his transfuse, give him a bit more HP in return. And then you can go back to bot and face off against Yorick. And you can see straight away, as soon as Vladimir comes towards bot lane, Yorick's like, okay, screw this, I'm going back to top again. So they've re-rotated once again. It's all about catching the opposite team off guard.
Definitely. And if you take a look at the CS, respectively, I mean, Yorick had actually been pulled by Gosu Pepper.
He has been pulled from Gosu, but I
care.
don't think they got enough damage, really, at the end of the day. Yorick's just going to walk off regardless.
And it's clever, because he gets pulled and he just tanks through and walks on. It's like, bye. It's just, he doesn't really care. He's too tanky. And that's a great counterplay to Blitzcrank, basically. He's actually just harassing him in return. He's got 61 farm to Corki's 37. And now, Mals are mobilizing for the Drake because they have 4 people bottom, 2 people top, 3 people top.
Oh, it's going to be scary right now for Prothana, who has been pulled from the Skarner Impale. He is going to be going down very quickly. The question is, once he respawns, is he going to have enough damage to pick up the kill onto Genja? Well, the answer is a resounding no. Opting for that farm instead, completely understandable. No point chasing after a lost cause. Just pick up some extra gold. And as you said, in amongst all that, Drake did go down to Mouse. So they do move ahead on gold by 1.3k gold. overall. So nice play from Mouse, smart.
That was like 12 minions hitting the turret though, and still Yark is way ahead of Corki. Taking a look at Graves as well, he's also way above Corki, so that swap up was really beneficial. Corki's not in a great position and he's actually trying to build a Wriggles Lantern, which is an item you build when you're really far behind, and he obviously feels that he is. Wow, it's kind of crazy how hard to shut down Genja right now, so they're going to be winning these team fights and exactly what they need. They need to be pushing an advantage with their competition and then stopping, as we've said many times, stopping M5 from getting into that team fight phase where they're strongest. Because right now, Mouse are stronger than them in those team fights.
They indeed are, but Moscow 5 are going to try and pull this one back slowly but surely. You do have Diamond Prox with the Oracle, so he's going to be kind of chilling around both jungles, trying to clear as much ward coverage as possible. Genja will be going in to try push. They know there's no ward down in this location right now. Skarner will be going ahead and ultimating onto Sona, who pops extremely quickly, courtesy of Skarner and also Corki. Hemoplague did go down onto Candy Panda. Needs to be careful. He could get towered over here. But instead, they're going to be pulling back, waiting for this wave of creeps, which is smart because here comes Moma and Deadrun from the top. Can we see a Dark Binding land? Yes, it will onto Genja. Darien goes into his Sanguine Pool and inadvertently leaves his AD carry to get completely crushed off Nautilus, Morgana, and also Graves. I think Genja's probably just face bombs like, thanks, dude.
That was one of those moments. It's just like troll move. I'm just imagining McLaren. It's just like perfect. It's just oh dear. But that was a kill pickup. That was honestly, I think if Land had actually gotten snared and then pulled, he would have saved Genja's life. But he was just in the bad place, wrong time. That's what it boils down to.
You can almost hear Darien saying "get dunked" as he walked back to his tower there. That was one of those kind of moments. So Genja is going to come back now towards mid lane. It's been a really awkward game for Genja thus far. He's only level 6, so he is 2 levels behind Candy Panda as it stands. And a fair amount of gold behind on top of that. Candy Panda 86 creep score. Corki has 42. So Mouse really have been messing around the AD carry here of Moscow 5. And it has been extremely successful thus far.
Interesting enough, Ghosty Pep has been left to lane at top versus Yorick, which is very interesting. He's got 20 CS of his own right now. And honestly, I mean, Yorick's not able to kill him because he's quite tanky in his own right. Very interesting, but it's your support getting the farm. I mean, Corky's going back up there right now, but yeah, he left him up there for a very, very long time.
He did, so you're going to have Gosu Pepper facing off against Prothana. Corki is coming around from the side. And as I say, he's just kind of trying to feed off any scraps he can find in the jungle so far. Just trying to slowly but surely make his way back into this game. And due to the fact that he's so far behind Graves, Graves has a BF sword and Corki just has Madrid's razors. The difference in damage output between the two AD carries is astronomical right now. Nautilus will be going on towards blue, but he's on himself, so Corki's going to pop on through. He needs to be careful, he doesn't have enough mana, and he's out of position on top of that because Prothana's coming around from the side. Getting pulled back with the dredge line. Here comes Prothana's ghouls round the corner. And Genja really doesn't have anywhere to run. To add to his worries, here comes Momo with his steal. Although I'm sure they'll be just fine with that. Probably saying, Momo, get your ass over here quickly. Pick up this kill onto Corki. And so Momo goes 2-0-2, has a blasting one. And 1,460k, 60k, wow, really. 1,460 gold. It would be quite a lot of gold.
That would be
this
great.
Yeah. It would. Just buy everything.
Yeah, it's fine, you know. But that was weird by Genji. It was like, he hit blue, he knew it was there, didn't have a ward, and flew over with Valkyrie and met an angry Nautilus. Meanwhile, on bottom though,
it was like an aimbot from Momo, but we're going to go into the bot lane right now as Darien is going to be firing off with all of his abilities. Could be picking up the kill into Dax. There we go. Skarner takes it eventually. Now Candy Panda against Skarner. Skarner is very tanky, but Candy Panda has a lot of burst damage potential with that BF sword. Ignite's gone down as well. Can he be picking up this kill? Answer a no, but from the side, Moma and Dedrion, the tag team duo of death and destruction, gonna land a Q onto Darien, and he should be falling as soon as he pops out of the Sanguine Pool. There you go. He will be going down from Moma, who moves to a 3-0-2. And I'm just going to say it right now, Pauls. Mouse are looking good to take this game. They're looking very good.
That bet at the start, if I'd put money on it, ugh. But, wow, yeah, Mao's in top form right now, and that switch up at the start was genius. Absolutely genius. And now Corky is like a homeless person. He's just trying to pick up scraps, as you said, and he's not doing very well at it. He's trying to take red buff, and I don't even know that's a good idea, because he's just taking it off against, from someone who could utilize it better, maybe like Skarn. I mean, he's got zone, so it didn't really stack that well, but even so, I guess because he just needs to level an XP, but it's not incredibly useful. 58 farm at 15 minutes, and he's only still only got that mad breads.
That makes painful viewing, to be honest. And this is also, we haven't even mentioned how this impacts Diamond Prox's jungle, because half of it's being taken from Corky. He can't really focus on it too much. He's being forced to kind of push around the lanes. He's got the Oracle, so he's taking down the wards. He also has some gold per 10 items as well. He's got the Philo Stone and the Heart of Gold, alongside 3 kills and 2 assists. So, you know, Diamond Prox, even though the rest of his team aren't exactly on cruise control, is definitely trying to bring this one back. But again, Moma, I said it before, the kind of player that can carry your team to a victory. And so far, 302, 127 creep score, and has over 2.6k in his back pocket. Going to be going towards Drake. Could be seeing a team fight kicking off. It's going to be a 4v4. They have no AD carry down here. Corky is at top, and we are going to have the teleport from Prothana, so this should be a comfortable Drake. 4 versus 5. Kennen is in mid. And yes, indeed, Mouse will pick up that Drake very, very comfortably, courtesy of the Nautilus Smite.
Wow, they are just taking everything from M5. It's like a complete role reversal. Genji's pushing top, he's doing the right thing, but he can't stay there for too long. Yorick's on his way, aka Yorkie, so he just needs to get out there. He's not able to do anything about it. Right now, Maus are better in those team fights, and M5 are going to find it very hard to punish them because there's no opportunities for them to do so, especially with Corky just roaming around taking down procs at jungle.
Oh, here comes Gosu Pepper from the side, Dedron from the top, though this could backfire. Can they take Sona down quick enough? Crescendo has been popped, does land onto Gosu Pepper. Now going to be going on to Darian straight afterwards. The depth charge alongside Buckshot, more than enough to pick up the kill. On towards Darian, but, well, I thought for a second, I held my breath, because I thought Alex Itcher was going to come down and try something spectacular. Didn't pay off. But still, again, kind of backfiring. Corky flashing up red against Yorick at top lane, and he is going to get down from York very, very comfortably. So this is the kind of game where, if you're Genja, I think he's going to want to forget this one very, very quickly. He has Madrid's raises and 1,300 gold to spend. It's not looking too good for him.
Yeah, it's almost... I get the reason why they did it now. They wanted him to go Wriggles, or at least the Madras, so he could farm the jungle better, because that's what they wanted him to do. It's like, okay, man, you're behind, you just need to farm the jungle, and Skarner will go ganking or do something else, but you just need to stay in the game. And it's just not working out for them really too well. Just doesn't have the clear, basically. Jungle Corky isn't known for its clearing ability, honestly.
Well, to say the least, it isn't.
I'm no tactical genius, but...
Yeah. No tactical genius, but Jungle Corky probably isn't the greatest of ideas. But he was forced into that position. You know, we haven't gave Mouse enough credit. By switching around the lanes, getting the kind of early dominance, they really put Genja in a sticky situation, and he hasn't recovered from it yet. It's that simple. Right now, Moscow 5 are wanting this game to last as long as possible so that Corky can catch up. But, if you've heard anything from Moscow 5, they hate to play late game. They really don't feel comfortable there, feel a bit nervous. So it's kind of one of those advantageous but also disadvantageous positions that Moscow 5 are finding themselves in. If they go to late game, Genji's going to get caught again from the dark binding. He should be going down very quickly. Soul Shackle's going to pop. There you go. Moma picks up yet another kill. Has the Abyssal Scepter. In the meantime, Gosu Pepper will be pulling Candy Panda towards him. Maybe not the greatest of ideas, as Candy Panda's burst damage is more than enough. But there's Diamond Proc straight afterwards with the Impale. Not enough damage, though, to pick up Graves. And the mid tower will fall. And I'm pretty sure that Mouse should win this. I'm no tactical genius, but Mouse should win this, dude.
You know, they've got a big advantage, but I think they're going to win. But we've seen comebacks before, and of course M5 still have the punishing ability, but as I said, M5 don't really know how to react in the driver... Well, what's the opposite of a driver's seat? Oh yeah, the passenger. Oh dear, it's already happening. Anyway,
There's plenty more League of Legends to come as well, ladies and gents. This is the first game of today.
Oh boy. But Genja 1 and 5, it's just not looking good for him. He doesn't really have any damage at all, and he's just being completely destroyed before anything happens. it's just not looking good anywhere. They don't really have any saving grace other than the fact that not you, Skarner's doing well, and Vladimir has good late game scaling. They're actually going for the Death Cat first, interesting enough. Yeah, he's got CC from Kennen actually, so he can afford to do so. Usually you go Ryanized for the CC, so you can actually pin people down.
I mean, Corki at the moment has 4.2k gold overall. Graves, 6.9k. Graves has a Bloodthirster, Corki has Wriggle's Lantern. We are going to have some action in mid though. Ghosty Pepper taking a lot of damage. There's the depth charge instantly from Nautilus. The slicing Maelstrom as well from Alex, who's going to flash in into the crescendo, courtesy of Sona. Do they have enough to pick this kill up? Yes, they do. Here comes Mo with the Soul Shackle. Going to take Kennen. Can he double on towards Darian? No, he won't. As Prathana comes in to pick up the pieces, a 2-for-0 exchange thus far. Ghosty Pepper on low HP. You're going to have a flash and a dart binding attempt from Moma. But Corki is more than capable of escaping with the Valkyrie. However, that leaves this second mid tower very vulnerable, and it will be destroyed comfortably. They could even push forward and take the inhib down here, actually, on top of it. It's going to be a 5 versus 3 for another 10 seconds. That's going to be more than enough time to take this inhib tower down without too many problems, and indeed the inhib itself. So Mao's taking a leaf out the Moscow 5 book. If you have an advantage, push it hard and push it quick.
Wow, that was incredible. That was like basically the punish move from M5, which completely backfired. 5 versus 3, quickly turned to 5 versus 5, collateral damage goes in, completely wipes out Alex Sitch on low health, and then they just cleaned up the mess and just went straight for 2 towers and inhib. And now, yeah, as you said, taking a leaf out of M5's book, they've just taken those towers, they've gotten ahead, now they're punishing them even harder, taking the buffs as well. They don't want to overstay though, they can't overstay. And right now they're at pretty much no mana, pretty low health as well. Yorick just has his teleport up, so he's absolutely okay on farming bottom. But I think they need to go back, they've got so much gold, everyone over 1k at least, some over 2k. And if they get caught out, be recalling, and then M5 go for Baron, there's very little to do about it. But M5 have just dissipated and gone ahead and farmed. Okay.
So, like Pulse, I have to ask the question to you. I would assume that a lot of people watching this right now are quite surprised that Moscow 5 haven't taken it. They won game 1. It's important to know. This is best of 3 and this is the 3rd game. Moscow 5 took game 1. Mao's took game 2. What can Moscow 5 do in this position to pull themselves back and win this game, in your opinion? They're so far behind on towers, quite a long distance behind on gold as well. It's over 7k. After 22.5 minutes is a pretty huge amount of difference. What can Moscow 5 do?
They need to wait for Mouse to make a big mistake. If they make a small mistake, they'll capitalize on it, but then lose. Exactly what you saw in mid just a couple of minutes ago. They need to wait for a massive mistake, like a person being out of position, getting a pick. And even then, I swear they can't win the team fight if they get it on the wrong person. If they take out Candy Panda, like Moma's just going to rip into everyone, so is Bafana. Yeah, they need to wait for a massive mistake, and the reward from Darren Prox, okay. I can just fight in most situations, but not quite that one. And they will be pushing top as well. This might be a mistake.
This could be the mistake you're talking about. Slicing Maelstrom hasn't popped off straight away. Crescendo straight back though. Kennen's going to get exploded in a matter of milliseconds. Now looking for the second. Skarner go down courtesy of Morgana. Hemo Plague was used in amongst all of that too from Darian, but that's a 2-for-0 exchange. And well, we thought it could have been a mistake for a couple seconds, but then instantly afterwards, it turned good for Mouse. Having said that, Genja was nowhere near the team fight. He was farming again. He's just trying to play catch up. 23.5 minutes gone by. He has 108 creep score.
Yeah, it's not good considering pretty much everyone is like 80 farm ahead of him. Now Mars are gonna go Baron. Nothing that M5 can do about it. This is shaping up to be the GG very soon. And nice. Okay. Nice. that was
normally get executed, but when I do, it's off just a random pack of mobs in the middle. Did he DC? I have no idea.
I think that was the super minion.
I honestly, I looked and I saw him die, and it didn't really factor into my brain. I didn't understand what I just saw. But okay, that's why he's disconnected. Probably having some internet issues then. Maybe a quit because Moscow 5 don't feel like they can actually pull this one back. Can't really blame them, because they're against a team now that are far superior on gold, on towers, and also, on top of everything else, items alongside Baron. Morgana, 605, Moma, second consecutive game that he has tore it up in mid. Vladimir's going to try his best to escape from the 5-strong lineup of Mouse. I don't fancy his chances here. Probably not even going to get a kill. There we go. Momo will just come in with the dot binding, crushing a quarter of his HP away. And that's pretty much the GG in my opinion, Pulse. 4v5 this far ahead, they can't do it.
No, unless they pull some god mode maneuver, I can't see it happening. I really can't. Like, maybe if Mouse all fountain dive them, we could see like an ace, but even then I'm pretty sure Dedron could like tank through it at this stage. It's not looking good for them, it really isn't. Like, they could fight at double towers, that might be their last hope. But at the moment, they just comfortably won a fight at the inhibitor turret, comfortably won that fight, and then picked off Darian. Darian likes a split push, but he's always in the position where he's ahead at this stage, and he does the same and dies. He doesn't seem to recognise that this is not what he needs to be doing, and it goes back down to, I don't think they know how to react in the passenger seat. I really don't think they can.
Oh, this could be last chance saloon right here for Moscow 5, but look at that burst damage from the depth charge and Morgana put together, more than enough to take Corki out of the equation before we even knew what hit him. And that's going to be the second inhib falling. Mid and bot are both down, just top stands. But I don't think they're going to need to go ahead and take the triple inhibs down. They're just going to go ahead and push the Nexus towers. Candy Panda doing more than enough damage to make Darian think twice about pushing in. But mid inhib has respawned, it's going to instantly fall. And Corki is not going to favour, or feature I should say, for the next 7 or so seconds. Looks like they are going to go ahead for this third inhib. After all, Blitzcrank misses his cue. Well, I would love to try and put some really enthusiastic shoutcasting into this, but it's pretty much game, set, and match from this point. I can't see how Moscow 5 are going to pull out a 4v5 against a full Baron team this far behind. It can't happen.
No, I really don't think it can. It's just...
That burst damage from Candy Pan. Okay, this is going to be it then. They've lost their AD carry. They have no support. Can they pull off this 4v5 clutch? Not looking like they've picked up one kill. Candy Panda and also Vladimir did manage to chime together and take down Graves, but the rest is going to be history. Legendary from MoMA, 906, as the Nexus will be falling alongside the Nexus towers. So 2 players from Mouse actually didn't die in this game. Dedrion 1013, MoMA 906. Awesome.
Incredible. Wow. I'm speechless. I really am. Wow.
But I don't want to say I told you so, but I said after game 1, even when it was 1-0 to Moscow 5, I said Mouse had been in this position before. Last night against SK Gaming, they were 1-0 behind, and they managed to bring it back to 2-1. The first game, they got beat pretty damn easily from SK, and they still brought it back so aggressively. And it's because of Dedrian and MoMA chiming together in the mid, really forcing it home. And this is the same thing this time around. We said at the start, if MoMA gets fed, he's the kind of player that can carry the team forward and take the victory, and it's exactly what ended up happening. So you just got to give mad props to both MoMA and Dedrian, but Candy Panda's positioning was sublime. Dax was landing really, really important crescendos throughout that, and Prothana on Yorick was just consistently being harassment-based, popping up his teammates wherever he saw fit with his ultimate. It was a real collective effort, but MoMA shone there for me. Definitely deserved it.
Yeah, definitely. That was a very deserved win. Just good job. Props. Yeah, well, 2-1. Yeah, and you saw this yesterday, didn't we, against SK?
Pretty much identical circumstances, that they looked down and out after the first game. SK were looking so strong. But then Mouse just seemed to say, okay guys, look, we've got nothing to lose. 1-0 down. If we get knocked out this tournament, then fair enough, but let's go down swinging. Let's go down with a fight. It seemed the exact same mentality was brought to this best of 3 as well. And I always love to see the underdog coming through. Because make no mistake, I'm pretty sure 90% of people, if not higher, thought Moscow 5 would have a fairly comfortable victory in this game.
Yeah, and I'm first to admit, I was one of them. And as much as I love Mouse, I mean, we've seen Moscow 5 on top form, and almost nothing can stop that train from rolling. And Mouse did it, so don't I look like an idiot?
I mean, people in chat saying that Moscow 5 were trolling. There is no way that they were trolling. Maybe towards the end when they realised they were going to lose. But just, guys, they're not trolling. They were trying hard there. You have to give props to Mouse. They played a great game. And by saying Moscow 5 were trolling, you're kind of taking away a lot of that, you know, Awesome play from Mouse. But either way, that's going to be game number 1 of today. The first semi-finals is out of the way. We have Curse EU against TSM coming up next. I'm not too sure on what time it's scheduled to start, if I'm honest. It says here on the brackets it was scheduled to start about 45 minutes ago. But obviously that wasn't the case. We'll be jumping into this game as soon as we find out the information for the server. And as soon as we do, we'll be live again. In the meantime, why not check out Champion Base, I should say, Game Base. Champion Base is Facebook. It's facebook.com/championbase.net. You can win yourself some CSGO beta keys if you go ahead and like. And also on top of that, just give them some love and support so that tournaments like this can happen in the future. You can also have a quick look on Chaos TV's website. That's chaostv.eu/prize draw in particular if you want to win yourself some goodies and put yourself in contention to win a V2 Siberia SteelSeries headset. Definitely awesome stuff. But until next game, which hopefully, fingers crossed, won't be too far away, stay tuned. We'll be right back.